Good morning. This is Muscle Mindset, and I'm on the road. I'm doing this outside. It's beautiful. If you can't tell, I'm right next to a river. This episode is going to be about keeping your word. More important than keeping your word with anyone, keeping your word with yourself. And another word for this would be commitment. So this episode's really about making or keeping your commitments, not making more commitments necessarily, but keeping the ones that you make. Maybe making more because it's powerful. So I'm gonna give a couple examples and kind of tell you why it's powerful. But like this video that I'm doing right now, this episode that I'm doing right now, it's not the easiest thing to do a video when I'm traveling. I've got things going on, but I made it a point to add an episode every day if I could. And I don't want to just throw episodes on here. I don't want to just throw videos on here that don't amount to anything. So I wanted to have a purpose, and this one, it made a lot of sense to me. So commitment is an important thing, and I want to talk about the power behind it. So my wife and I are doing this thing. It's called 75 Hard. You can look it up if you want. It's a program somebody else put together. It's not really a program. I guess it is. Sure, let's call it a program. And it's helped us build a lot of mental toughness. And let me talk about why. So this thing that we're doing includes, I'm gonna show my landscape instead of myself for a second, includes a bunch of elements, but the whole idea is to do each thing every single day, no matter how silly it sounds, and no matter the weather, no matter the laundry list of excuses sometimes we have a tendency to make. So a couple of things in this program, or this challenge, or whatever you want to call it, is the exercise involved, and the diet. So it's not a real strict. It's just like follow a diet, follow some kind of diet for the whole 75 days. Mine, I already eat pretty well. My wife and I eat organic, and we drink alkaline water, that fun stuff. Well, what we did is we added nuts, berries, and salad to our diet, which it's been extremely powerful for us. And it has not been easy every day to do that. The other thing, a gallon of water is required for the 75 Hard. And when I say required, nobody is holding you accountable. Nobody's holding us accountable. We are sharing the challenge with some friends in a group, but we're not reporting to them in a way like nobody's checking us. Like it's only our word and our accountability, but it's powerful. There's some simple things you would think are simple in this challenge, like reading 10 pages out of a book. And let me get back to the working out. An hour and a half a day, so that's 45 minutes indoors and 45 minutes outdoors, and or both outdoors, because that's healthy. Now, sometimes, so far, that's been kind of easy. Sometimes we end up doing the workout late at night, though. Well, last night we were traveling. Like we're on a long drive right now. We're driving like 14 hours, and with 4 kids, that actually ends up being like 16 hours or something because of the stops we have to make and everything. And I'll try to keep this video short. But last night we still had to complete our outdoor workout. I had my indoor one done before we left, and that was challenging in itself because we were packing and getting ready to leave. But we pulled over twice, 2 different times last night to take care of the outdoor workout. The first time we pulled over, it was probably not the best place. It was someplace in Arizona near Page, and I'm pretty sure I saw a dude creeping around at night. Like, I don't know where this. It was just a pull off on the highway, but we jumped in our truck right then. We're in tune enough that we felt something not right in that area, but we moved on to another spot down the road, maybe an hour or so. My point is, it wasn't easy to get that done, and nobody's saying, hey, do you have that done? Did you get your workout done? Did you get your pages read? Because we pulled over and used our cell phone lights to read our 10 pages. And it's not just 10 pages, it's 10 pages in a self-development book. Sometimes they're not always the most entertaining things to read. I think they are, but sometimes they can help put me to sleep when I'm feeling tired. And the whole idea behind this is, when you start to keep your commitments, you build up this trust with yourself. A lot of people don't have a trust with themselves, and let me explain that. It's like, do you ever make promises like, I'm gonna get up at this time and I'm gonna do this, and why make the promise? I don't know why you do it, right? I'm sure you've done this. If not, then who are you and why are you watching this channel? But if you've ever made a promise like this, do you ever maybe not keep the promise? Do you ever break it? Like, put it in the comments. Go ahead below, and don't tell me what it is or why, but let's, instead of saying, yeah, I've broken my promise, say, yeah, I've kept a promise with myself. So, because I'm sure you've done that. If you've broken one, I'm sure you've kept one. Let's keep this all positive. So, have you ever decided you're going to wake up and at a certain time, and then you do it? Have you ever done that? It's so powerful. It's crazy. Suddenly, some part of yourself trusts yourself more, and then it does something with your belief, your subconscious belief, and your mindset suddenly gets stronger, because you just prove to yourself that you can do something that you said you can do. There's a lot of science behind this. There's a lot of what committing and keeping your commitments will do. It's just so powerful. I've watched my wife and myself and these friends that are in our little accountability group doing this 75-day challenge. I've watched us all grow immensely. Like, it's just crazy, like quantum leaps. In self-discipline, for me, that's not an area that it's not been one of my biggest strengths in life. It's actually been one of my bigger challenges, and just keeping these little commitments with ourselves, keeping the commitments with myself, it builds up a bunch of mental fortitude. You know, I can instantly remind myself, subconsciously even, not even have to worry about it consciously, that I can do things. I can do hard things, you know? Part of the whole 75 hard challenge is to do the exercise outdoors, no matter what, rain or shine. And we are leaving Arizona. I mean, we just left Arizona where we live, and it's hot as hell there. It's super hot already. The summer just started. But even at night, our nighttime walks became pretty hot. Like, I was taking my shirt off and going on these walks through the neighborhoods with my shirt off, because it's just so hot. I didn't care, you know. By the way, if you see me wearing this shirt a lot, it's because it's not because my awesome brother-in-law gave it to me. It's because I love this shirt. It resonates with me. It helps me remember my inner tiger and the strong, fierce animal inside. So this video's gone kind of long, but I want you to take a second and think about this. Are there some areas in your life that maybe you haven't been keeping your word with yourself? Then maybe start making less of those silly promises with yourself. Make the gap shorter. Like, hey, I'm gonna wake up a little earlier, instead of setting this definitive time that you keep missing every morning, and then you're starting off the morning awful because you broke a promise with yourself. You didn't wake up at that time. Maybe make the goal something less definitive and easier for yourself to believe and achieve, and then feel good about it. Start to build up that trust with yourself. Say, I'm gonna wake up a little earlier. I'm gonna read one more page a day. How hard is it to read one page, guys? One page a day in a self-development book. Or I'm gonna walk, 100 steps more a day. That seems crazy, right? Anybody can do 100 steps more. But for some people, that might be, a leap. But whatever it is for you, start keeping promises with yourself, small or big, and see the power behind it. I've seen it. I've seen the powerful effects of it in my life, and I've seen it in my wife's. She just keeps getting slimmer and better looking all the time, and it's partly due to her amazing self-discipline. Even before 75 hard, she's been able to keep herself drinking the right amount of alkaline water every day, and she is pretty good about eating fruit all the time and all that fun stuff. So anyways, have a beautiful Saturday, and I hope you enjoy this, and I hope that you take this stuff to heart, and I hope that you're keeping more of those little promises with yourself so that you can build up a trust and a belief and go out and conquer and achieve anything that you want. If you like this video, go ahead and like it down below. If you hate it, whatever. If you like it, share it with your friends. If you can think of somebody that maybe just has this crazy habit of making and breaking silly promises with themselves, like, yeah, I'm gonna show up, and then they're always late. I'm gonna be there at this time, and then they're always late. If you know somebody like that, go ahead and share this with them. It might help. They might just be setting themselves up to fail a little bit, and they can make smaller promises with themselves and keep it and build up a trust, and suddenly feel like they can take on anything. So have a wonderful, beautiful weekend, and subscribe to my channel if you want some extra help with your mindset.